Hi, my name is Patrick Green, and I am responding to Forum Unit 9. First question, choose one historical time frame location and discuss how sport and physical activity of that time has impacted your physical education, sport, administration, or exercise science vocation. I chose Greece. They impacted physical education because of their dedication of being fit and dominating in militarily. They committed their entire country, their entire youth, to go to academies and to learn how to fight, learn how to be a warrior, um, learn to be skillful in each of their activities and do it very well. Um, and they're very in tune to being physically active throughout the entire day. They're very in tune and focused with just kinesiology and how they could take care of their body and how they can move very well, um, and be very healthy and be very fit, so they can contribute to their country. Um, and this really impacts physical education teachers and that how they teach their classes, and how they can teach their students how to be fit and how to move very skillfully and succeed in each discipline, within fitness and sports, and all of that entails on how to um, just be as healthy and as they can be as a human being. Um, Number two, also select one topic related to the history and philosophy of physical education, and discuss how it's impacted your vocation today. Well, physical education in the context of academics has always been a battle of proving that it belongs in school and treated as an academic subject. At the turn of the century, there was a lot of science of how play helped develop youth developmentally, um, and how physical education supported the whole child to perform better in school. Today, many physical education programs have battled to even be in schools. During the recession, PE was the first to get cut, along with art and music. Um, and many districts and administrators think that math, science, and English must have top priority when it comes to subjects. And the emphasis in developing mentally is what is being focused on most today, and not so much physically. And physical educators have to educate uh, the population, whether that's administrators, other teachers as well, parents and their students, um, what PE really is and how it benefit and the benefits it has, um, within their students, and also just culturally and society. Um, Many parents that I have, for my students, um, do not take PE serious and think that it should be an automatic A, just because their child shows up or they dress out, and do not think it's rigorous enough academically. And I beg to differ, and I think it should be taught like just any other subject. There are standards nationally and on the state level, um, for the discipline of physical education. And if a teacher upholds those standards, and really teaching and learning and growth is taking place, then that's an academic class. Each standard really does help a student develop physically. They get to learn how to move their body, demonstrate, understand concepts, strategies, tactics, learn how to take care of their body, learn how to work within a group, work on how to be responsible. Um, and those are all national and state standards. Um, and that's kind of how that relates to physical education in the context of academics. Um, there's so much teaching and learning that's involved within a physical education class, and it's just up to the teacher to make sure that assessment's being taken place, which it should be and is on a daily basis. It's just how is that being established, and how is that taking place on a daily basis. And based upon your knowledge, number three, based upon your knowledge and history of and current societal trends, what do you think, what do you predict will be a future topic of interest or concern related to your profession, and what do you think will be an issue? Um, a topic of concern that I have is just seeing students being more and more inactive and being less and less fit. I see more of my students doing worse on the physical tests that are being taken called the FitnessGram. Um, and this standard of being fit and being active is not raising but lowering. Yes, I do have certain students, my top 5% of students getting better each year, and I see um, just overall fitness growing, and there is no I think limit on just the improvement, but that's only the top 5%. The majority of my students are actually getting worse. They're getting heavier, more unfit, more and more uh, diabetes, more and more heart disease issues. Um, just overall laziness, lack of interest of wanting to move as technology continues to grow. Um, my biggest concern is the elimination of PE, or the elimination or the just not dedication towards physical education, and just the taking advantage of physical education. And I think there needs to be just a reform uh, that physical educators need to really kind of come to a consensus of what physical education is. Many think that it is sports related. Many think that it is fitness related. Many think it's academic only related. And there's so many different concepts. And a concern of mine is just the identity of what physical education is, because it is so broad and it can be taught in so many different ways, but it needs to be taught seriously, uh, but also, I mean, making sure our kids have fun, but um, on a more serious note, the class, a physical education class, does need to have a assessment, and a teacher, a professional, needs to take data, needs to observe their class, make sure that everything they're doing is measurable, and then either move forward and advance in their unit or skills that they're trying to establish, or information they're trying to teach, or they need to be able to reteach. But a physical educator does need to teach like a true professional teacher, and that is teaching and coaching at its finest, instead of just rolling the ball out, instead of just letting kids kind of do what they want and grading upon just participation or effort, which isn't really a measurable thing. Uh, and so that's kind of my biggest concern right now, is just the identity of what physical education is, and the status of our students' overall fitness levels, and just overall um, just skills as a whole, um, for this upcoming generation and generations to come. And thank you for listening to my post. I'm sorry it's long, but I have a lot of passion, and I hope you enjoy it.